like, man, that fucking Star Wars one is so fucking good. I fucking love that game. I played it so much. I must have dropped hundreds of dollars in quarters on that fucking game. If there was any arcade machine, if I had to pick one, it would be that Star Wars arcade machine. The thing is, like, the Star Wars arcade machine is always busted. Because it's a joystick game.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like that first Pong machine where the bar called and was like, hey, it's malfunctioning, it doesn't work. And it didn't work because it was so fucking full of quarters that no one could put any more in. Like, it's not malfunctioning, it's just a little too successful.
Like, I feel like owning an arcade machine is probably way more trouble than it's worth.
Way more trouble than owning a house.
Because, like, eventually that shit's gonna break.
Yeah, they weren't made to last.
So, like, the maintenance alone is gonna be really expensive.
Yep.
Like, having a really old car, eventually...
Yeah.
Like, the parts exist, but not that many of them.
I mean, especially with arcade machines, because those were just, like, they just cheated when they made those and put in weird shit so that it could play certain music or whatever else. I mean, they were not built to last. They were built to wow at the time.
Yeah, like Vector graphics and shit. Remember that shit? Remember Vector?
Victor?
I remember Vector.
Victor Valley?
Fine, the computer world. What are other arcade machines I would want to own? I want a pinball machine. I'm really not picky, I just like pinball.
Yes. Yeah, with the one that my aunt had was just like a generic, just pinball machine. Fucking awesome.
Oh yeah! That's the best thing.
I love going to her house. Played pinball.
I love pinball.
She lived in Virginia, so it was a long trip.
I like... Time Crisis 2 is another big one for me. Time Crisis 2 specifically is the best one. So I want that one. What else? There's a Jurassic Park light gun game, which is really fucking good. But it's a really fucking big fucking machine. it's like one of those ones where you get inside and sit down.
Yeah, they're smaller cars. Oh, what an accident!
I'll come back to you guys after I'm done, okay? I'll kill your boss and then come back, okay?
Fine.
Guys, okay. Not now. I'm on the clock.
Honey, oh, not now. You stay with me.
I fucking hate you, Launch Octopus. Octopado! No, he's Oh, this is also a weird attack. I'm gonna let him hit me with it if I get the chance.
Oh. Sexy. Pet Benatar.
Do the attack. I'm gonna kill you. I wanna let him do it. Hold on. He's not doing it. This is the trap.
Traps are good.
Look, okay?
I'm looking.
Zero is absolutely a trap. But here's the thing. Okay, here we go.
Just like, you know. Oh. Oh.
Look at that weird shit.
Oh. He's sucking you.
Isn't that some suck?
He is S-U-C-C-ing you.
S-U-C-C, you guys. Launch Octopus is the original suck.
That is a straight up suck.
That's a S-U-C-C right there.
Is that what it is?
And so we got thick, we got suck.
Okay.
Look at how dead I am. Look at X's panting animation when he's... I love when games do that.
Yeah.
And his little
Mario
helmet thing is flashing.
Why would a robot pant?
Well, he's not breathing, clearly. He's underwater.
Yeah, that's more reason why I shouldn't fucking pant.
It's an expression of exertion and determination. Robots can have determination. Mettaton. Bam. Well, Mettaton's a ghost.
It's so genuinely concerned.
Mettaton's a ghost. He's not a robot.
Come on.
He's established.
Doesn't even want to date my cousin?
Guys, Blukey will never... He doesn't leave the fucking house. Someone, please.
Please.
He just stays home all day.
Somebody just listen to his jams.
On his fucking music file sharing sites.
Go to SoundCloud.
Please, someone date my cousin.
I date the fucking...
Call it everyone. Dapper Bluke.
Nah.
Oh no. The personification of oh no.
Perfectly done.
Hey, in the elephant.
Elephant the elephant. Blow. I'll watch you blow. We had Elephant the elephant.
Yeah, I did too.
Wasn't as fun as that?
No, it sucked.
Kind of like Mr. Bucket. What a fucking scam that shit was.
What a great cleanup. A lot of those games were just like, have fun cleaning that shit up,
exactly.
parents.
It makes a mess, and then you have to clean it up.
Yeah, everyone had fun.
Put your balls in my mouth, I'll put them in there.
Everyone had fun. Oh, this guy's an asshole.
Sucking your balls. Come here.
I don't remember Mr. Bucket, but I do remember Mr. Bucket existing. This guy's a
we had
fucking
Mr.
asshole.
Bucket. It was not fun at all.
I hate this fucking guy. Because he just shoots orbs at you.
Well, you shoot lemons.
Look. No one's perfect.
Is that me? I'm humble.
I hate this fucking boss. Again, I don't know what these things are weak to because I never use any other fucking weapon. I just use the Mega Buster.
M-Buster, bitch!
Well, this is the X Buster.
Ah, fuck you.
X uses the X Buster.
X can suck my X.
Zero uses the Z
Wait,
Buster.
Like X partner.
So here's the thing.
I amuse myself.
So here's the thing. You're often amused.
I am. That's a very good way to describe it.
So here's the thing. Zero just had the Z Buster in this game. He just uses that. He never uses the sword that he is famous for. Do you know why? He doesn't have it yet.
Sword and shield.
He has a sword, shield, and gun. Can't wait for Pokemon Gun. It's not gonna happen.
Why are you dumb? Why do you keep... Now suddenly you only look at the part I'm holding.
So the reason Zero does not have his Z Saber yet is because... Finish kick jumping all the way up this fucking shaft.
The word makes me hot. Shaft!
Look, Sigma's got a cool dog. Look.
You got puppers. Puppers.
I could destroy you,
R.
but I'm incredibly lazy.
That's a weird R.
He knows how to deal with the betrayers. Should you live, I will be waiting for you. Are you encouraging me to kill your dog? I feel like that's irresponsible.
You're irresponsible pet him.
Ah, you fucking asshole. I wanted to use the Hadoken, but I'm not able to use the Hadoken now.
Puppy battle.
It was basically the evil version of Rush. Respect this.
He's fast. He's quick.
I don't
Haste.
see...
That's it.
Well, Bass had treble. Hey, Bass. Canonically, his name is Bass. He is Bass.
Bass had some treble at the fucking DMV. His license got revoked.
So here we go. Excellent job, X. Good job killing my pet dog.
Yeah, what is that?
You're almost as good a hunter as Zero was. The time of your destruction has arrived. You shall regret ever having defied me. So that's the thing. Bam, lightsaber, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So that's the thing. That's where the Z saber comes from. It's the S saber. Shabams. It's Sigma's fucking saber. They just gave him Sigma saber.
Sigma saber.
Ah.
Ah, fuck.
He just took it. It's like, mine. You made this.
I made this.
I made this. I don't know what he's weak against. I've never known.
He shoots oranges. What the fruits? Weaponized fruits.
Look.
He's still doing Mariah Scary in the booty fight.
What a riveting boss fight.
He stands there very well.
Can you see why I never beat this as a kid? Oh, fuck.
F-uck.
This isn't the part that I could never beat as a kid, by the way. Fuck you.
The fuck you.
No. So that's the thing. Sigma is like, he's the leader of the Maverick Hunters. This boss. This is the one. Look, he's a big wolf.
This motherfucker
In all
right
ways
here.
but physical, I am a wolf. Hold on. Let me actually just do this. In all ways but physical, I am a wolf. Mavericks.
Mavericks.
Oh, shit. I hate you so much. I hate this fucking boss. I could never beat it as a kid.
Fuck him. I
Could
hate
never-
him so much. I hate his fucking mom.
I could never, ever beat this as a kid. Ever. Ever beat it. Ever, never beat it. This shit is so fucking hard. Look, because this is not the weapon he's weak against. This is the only weapon that will deal damage to this boss. If you run out of fucking energy for this weapon, have fun not beating the game. You literally cannot do damage to him with any other weapon. Period. This is the only one that will deal any damage whatsoever. Here's the thing, if you miss, it fucking bounces around the room 7 fucking times, and so you have to wait for that to finish. Thank fucking God I beat him. So Sigma's like, I'm the leader of the Maverick Hunters. I'm realizing that humanity is kind of fucked up. Who's with me? Every single Maverick Hunter joins him. Only X and Zero didn't. So they're the ones who are betraying the Maverick Hunters. Everyone else is on with this.
Till the break of dawn.
Why have you done this to us? Now, without the humans, my Reploid brothers could have ushered in a new age. See? He was like, hey, humans using Reploids as a slave race is kind of fucked.
Kind of fucked.
So let's kill them all. And
That
X
is
is
not
like,
fucked.
and X is like, don't do that.
Oh. Don't look directly at that. It's fine. No wave from that.
So Zero's body was still in there. So where the fuck did all his parts come from?
I really don't need you to bring things up like that.
The war has ended for now, and peace has been restored, but those who sacrifice themselves for the victory will never return. Until the sequel.
No.
Yeah, like,
Fuck it.
they're blatantly coming back. Exhausted, X gazes at the destruction he helped cause and wonders why he chose to fight. Was there another way? Only the X-Buster on his arm knows for sure.
And it's smoking. And stains.
Standing on the cliff, the answers seem to escape him. Get used to this shit, by the way. The Mavericks again, before he finds his answer. Only the X-Buster on his arm knows for sure.
You feel pain?
Yeah!
That's a lot of dots.
Yes, that's many ellipses.
It's too many.
So that's the tragedy of X, is he underwent 100 years of ethical testing, and he is the most virtuous good boy that there's ever been.
Good boy.
He is the cinnamon rollist. He is the goodest good boy ever. He's like, man, I really don't like killing people, and it's fucked up. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. Why can't we just have the peace? But he will wreck a bitch.
Bee bladder.
You think he ain't gonna wreck your shit
You wreck
just
your
because he's
shit
a
up.
just because he's a pacifist?
Pacifist?
You know, the best pacifists are the ones who can and will actually kill
Yes.
every single motherfucker in the room if they have to. It's like, hey man. Like, you slap him in the face, he's like, hey man. You slap a 2-year-old in the face, he breaks your neck.
Bam, he slaps you in the spine, fuckers.
That's how it do. I miss games that back then that did like, here's the credits for the enemies.
Yes. Credits the
Undertale
things they
did this.
created. Yeah.
That's weird. I don't understand.
Sigma balls.
Ligma balls. Ligma. Sigma balls. That's fucking gay. You're fucking gay, dude. Chill Penguin.
I am.
Yeah. I love this game. This is my favorite game. My favorite game ever.
Oh, there's like a stadium in the background.
God, that took me 2 hours.
It's Red Bull Staples Stadium.
And I was fucking not doing it very quick.
You were leisurely about it.
If there was any game that I would think I'm gonna speedrun that game, it would be this one.
So we have this side-by-side images of the woman on skis going down the mountain, gonna fly down this bitch, and then the other one is her in the hospital with a cast. I flew down that bitch.
Like, I'm not into speedrunning. I don't do that. I'm not really into it. It's kind of interesting to watch people do
Yes,
that.
it's interesting to watch people figure out how to exploit the programming. It's a specific skill.
They're all dead. Everyone is dead.
They're all dead.
Everyone but me is dead. Yeah.
Yeah, woo, that's bright.
Mega Man 2 had the best ending. And you, as Mega Man X,
Oh,
they couldn't figure it out what his name was for a long time.
His last name is X.
Yeah.
And
now the actual credits.
These
Yeah.
are the
Here's
people
the people who made the game.
Cow.
This
Dewey.
is even weirder.
It's so weird. It was so weird when games did this. Ripper HK.
Fucking A.
I told you guys I was Ripper. I told you guys I was hardcore.
Like, if I think about it, like, if I would ever... That's so fucking weird.
It's a cute movie.
If there was ever a game that I would try and speedrun, it would probably be this one. Like, if I ever actually, like, took it seriously, I bet I could do this game in, like, under an hour. That's not how I play games, so I would never really do that, but I probably could.
Oh no, Rudo.
Like, if I was actually just like, fuck it, and like, actually did it legit. I didn't see Keiji Inafune in there.
I don't know what.
He would have been called, yeah, that's the thing. So here's the thing. We don't know shit about Zero. But Zero was originally designed by Keiji Inafune to be the main character. But Capcom executives were like, he looks too different. This is a new Mega Man series. He doesn't look like a Mega Man. So you gotta make a new one. So that's when they made Mega Man X, and they're like, yes, this will be the new Mega Man. And then he slipped Zero in there as like a side character, and then everyone loved Zero. And they were like, okay, you can do Zero games. You can just make Zero the main character now.
Okay.
Oh, it was a Doom bot. It was a Doom bot all along.
Soul Taker.
Squirrel Girl killed a Doom bot. Fuck you, Steve Ditko said it wasn't a Doom bot. Suck my dick. Uatu the Watcher can confirm this is the real Thanos and not some kind of clone or other weird shit. And Squirrel Girl, you have absolutely defeated him. The real, genuine Thanos.
Real genuine.
And then it also did that weird thing where it just stayed on the last screen forever.
That's weird.
I don't know why
don't
Super
like
Nintendo
that.
games did
Yeah,
that,
and you had to
but
just
a
reset.
lot of them did that. I
Yeah.
remember the Aladdin game also did
Mhm.
that.
Just had to reset.
So that was Mega Man X.
Mega Man X.
There's a manual. Oh, this isn't what I wanted. Oh, by the way, here's what I'll talk about. So, this is the worst fucking port of this game ever. Not only is the input latency atrociously bad, but there's the filter is turned on by default.
Oh, yeah. Bravely default.
All of these are bad. Go Retro with this emulation of a CRT. Look, you can't do it.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
That's not how CRTs worked.
Yeah.
The pixels were blurred.
Yeah.
Like, this does not capture
That's
that
not
feel.
what CRTs
That is not what
look like.
CRTs looked like.
Yeah.
You're just putting scan lines on the screen.
Yeah.
And then this is an even worse attempt where it's just like anti-aliasing and smoothing out the pixels to try and like make up the difference.
Yeah.
And it looks like shit.
It really does.
It always looks like shit. It's always better to just have no filters on.
Yep.
But this is turned on by default. The first time you fire up the game, this is turned on by default.
That's boobies.
I don't like these, by the way. I don't like having, like, wallpapers.
Yeah, I don't like that. I never liked that.
That's always really distracting to me.
Yep. It's too much.
But while we're here, let's also look at the gallery for the original Megaman, which has some text. Some really interesting... Yeah, here's, like, basically what was in the manual when the game first released. Reploids, robots with the ability to think and feel for themselves, are present. So I already talked about all this. When a Reploid suffers a cortex malfunction and becomes a threat, it's classified as a Maverick. So again, people went, that robot is malfunctioning. It's a Maverick. Kill it! Maverick hunters need to track down and destroy Mavericks before they can cause havoc and harm humans and other Reploids. So it's robot police. Except they're an extermination squad.
Yeah.
They do not imprison and reform, they just destroy.
No apprehending. You big shit.
He announces a great rebellion against humankind, calling all Mavericks to turn on their creators. So that thing you said.
Yeah.
If you remember.
Yep.
The city is filled with terror as Reploids everywhere go berserk. Huh. Some guy went, hey everyone, turn on your masters. And they did. Weird how someone going, hey, do this, caused them all to have a quote-unquote cortex malfunction. It's almost as if they have free will and can just decide to do that.
Or something.
No, it's a cortex malfunction.
Malfunction.
X stands firm against the chaos. His comrade Zero joins him in battle. Strengthening the mysterious bond between them? Weird. X is a Reploid. No, he isn't. He is explicitly not a Reploid. A kind of sentient robot. The word you're looking for is sapient, but Star Trek gets it wrong too. It doesn't matter. Yeah, malfunctioning robots that pose a 1300. So, like, once again, I'm on my bullshit. None of this is in the text. I'm reading into it. The text says Mavericks are malfunctioning robots. The text says that all this shit. And I'm just going like, hey, did you know that it's really interesting when you think about things?
You gotta think about it.
You actually think things.
Yep.
Did you know when you think things, things are interesting to think about?
Thought about?
Despite X's exceptional abilities, he's a B-class hunter. Although he is viewed by his fellow hunters as a rookie for his tendency to hesitate in the thick of battle, it is actually mercy, not inexperience, that stays his hand. He's not a pussy. He's not a bitch. He's just a pussy.
He ain't a bitch, he a pussy.
Even when faced with the most despicable of Mavericks, his urge to deal justice to evildoers clashes with his underlying forgiving nature, keeping him from realizing the true power that lies within. If he wasn't such a pussy, he would dominate the world.
Dominatrix.
Imagine the idea if one day, if X was no longer restricted by his self-imposed ethical boundaries.
If one day he said fuck it.
If one day X said fuck it, he could rule the world, and perhaps that would not be a good thing.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
Perhaps everyone would be like, huh, this sucks. Only Zero and Sigma have begun to suspect his incredible potential. Zero! Fiercely opposed to evil in all its forms. Yeah, sure. He confronts Mavericks without a trace of pity or mercy. Yeah, because he's opposed to evil. That's why. Yeah.
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 Not just because he's a crazy killer robot.
You know.
Maybe X mentions a cool demeanor. Zero is one of the few to notice X's hidden potential. He's eager to watch over X. He's an SA class hunter because Japan thinks S is better than A. X views Zero as a kind of role model, and as the only other hunter he can look up to. In Zero's eyes, Sigma's nothing more than a maverick that needs to be hunted down and destroyed. For Zero, it's just another day on the job. Oh, Sigma. Sigma is the greatest creation of Dr. Kane, the scientist who first developed Reploids. By reverse engineering it. Possessed of an exaggerated pride in his supreme strength, why would you design him like that?
I mean, come on now.
And perhaps unsatisfied with his role as glorified police officer, one day Sigma suddenly turned on his creators and called for all Reploids to rise up and destroy humanity.
Rise up!
Some were destroyed. Others bent the knee and joined Sigma's cause. Only X and Zero are left. The only ones! Every single other Maverick Hunter's like, fuck this.
Why does he have like a little penis plate there to protect?
Look, okay, look.
Yes. I'm looking, believe me.
Trust me. A former Maverick Hunter, like Zero, was the coveted SA class, but a malfunction in his cortex made him obsessed with destroying... Yeah, it's a malfunction! He's not just a crazy asshole.
You know.
Who's, like, pissed off because he can't taste his delicious bourbon. Prioritizing the thrill of the hunt over lesser concerns, such as orders and safety. He was only a hair's breadth from turning Maverick himself. Yeah. God, like, even when you, like, describe it in their own words, you're like, what the fuck does Maverick... Like, he had a malfunction in his cortex, but he wasn't a Maverick? You just described Mavericks as being robots who suffered from a malfunction in their cortex. It. Like, they're... Even in the original game, they can't stick to their bullshit. That's not a problem. That's on purpose. It's not a thing. You see what I mean?
I do.
It's really interesting. He was taken off duty and detained. Lord of the Snowy Plains. I'm not reading the rest of these.
Chumbawamba.
But Storm Eagle's pretty cool.
Yeah, Eagle.
Launch Octopado. Long-held dream of creating a Reploid nation. He secretly always harbored contempt towards the weak humans he was tasked with protecting. He doesn't agree or disagree with Sigma's motives. He simply joined the uprising because it looked like fun.
Leon.
As a way to rise through the ranks. He wanted to not join, but he was like, fuck that, they're gonna kill me. Is a stoic soldier who never disobeys an order and is loyal to a fault, contending to obey Sigma's orders despite the fact he has turned against humanity. He saw Sigma's uprising as a chance to really use his massive size to its fullest and go on record-breaking rampages of destruction.
Nice
a cruel bully, he uses his size to boss around anyone smaller or weaker than he is. He was deployed along with the Polar Unit to guard the station of South Pole, but soon grew tired of his dull, isolated life, and when the news of Sigma's uprising reached him, he saw his chance to return to civilization. He joined the uprising against humanity because he was like, hey, can I come home?
Fuck, I want a McDonald's, for fuck's sake.
And they're like, fuck you! So that's it, like, all of the bosses in the game have, like, actual... like, motivations.
Yes.
Like, they're actually, nice. Like, here's why they joined the evil uprising.
Yeah.
Here's the malfunction in their cortex that caused them to become evil. Like, no, they are self-deterministic, self-actualized human, like, not human, but, like, individuals who can decide for themselves what they think is best.
Yep.
And they just have the free will to make their own choices in life. But no one realizes that, because no one realizes that X was not designed with the limitations of the 3 laws of robotics. all the Reploids are replications of his design, so everyone just assumes they have the 3 laws, but they don't, because X didn't. And no one, like, gets it. No one picks up on that shit. So here's the thing. Is the first generation with the ability to think, feel, and make their own decisions, but that's dangerous. If he were to break the first law, nothing on Earth could stop him. He would rule the planet with an iron fist.
Well, titanium steel alloy.
Therefore, gotta put... This is what it says at the intro of the game. And then look at all this cool art. Look at how Keiji and Afune drew these characters using the same fucking art style, even though it really doesn't look appropriate with the new character models. It looks really fucking weird. Oh, as a kid I called this guy I Nose Guy. So when I got to that retarded part, I named him I Nose Guy. In all ways but physical, I am a wolf. Sigma's just a furry. That has been established.
Looks like Radigan from Great Mouse Detective. We know.
Okay. As long as you know. Okay.
Oh, we know. We see your DeviantArt account.
I really like looking at concept art. There's one in particular. I forget if it's in this one or the next one. That's like, that's the shit. Yeah, look at that helmet. It's just so gay. There's like nothing to it. I don't know. Just like none of the games have a very good... There's, in the Megaman X art book, there's like a quote from Keiji Inafune. It was like, I didn't want anyone else to draw Zero. Zero's my baby. I let him draw like the new I let him draw X because I don't give a shit. But
I'm here with my baby. Say hi, baby.
Zero's my character. I don't like anyone else drawing him. Is it this one? There's one of these that's like... Look at how... It's like, this is why I love robots. This is the shit right here.
This is the poop.
I don't think it's... Maybe it's this
I
one.
don't think it's the poop.
Look, okay. I think it's the shit, not the poop.
Okay.
Don't tell me it's the poop. I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
This is what happens. I can never fucking things.
This does happen.
Look at that cool armor. That better be what he fucking wears in X9.
How does he sit down with that?
Damn it. It must be in the next one. Oh well. Anyway, that there's a Mega Man X.
Mega Man X.
Join us next time for Mega Man X2.
Coming up next, the second one.
Also, we already watched this.
We did. A long time ago.
Yeah, wow. I don't know why that got so many views. Jesus Christ.
Lord knows it sucked.
And also, we weren't very good either.
Oh!